1, 2, 3.
The theme of the 2016 Met Gala was Manus Ex Machina, fashion in the age of technology. You'd think that celebrities would be coming out with robot-inspired looks complete with modern accessories. However, this did not happen. Designers decided to show a different side of the future of fashion, becoming more eco-friendly. One of the most memorable looks was worn by actress Emma Watson. Her entire outfit was made from recycled plastic bottles and old material. Many other celebrities followed a similar concept that night, all in an attempt to spread awareness about clothing waste. Eileen Fisher, the founder of the apparel company that bears her name, has stated that the clothing industry is the second largest polluter in the world, second only to oil. After learning about the dangers of textile waste from my mother, a clothing reseller, and conducting additional research for this speech, I want to encourage you to reduce your clothing waste. Today, we will discuss what textile waste is, a few ways to reduce it, the effects of doing so, and some steps that you can take to reduce your own waste. First, let's go dumpster diving and talk about what textile waste is. Textile waste is material that is deemed unusable for its original purpose by its owner. The Environmental Protection Agency reported in their Advancing Sustainable Materials Management fact sheet in 2014 that the main source of textiles and municipal solid waste is discarded clothing. They estimate that textile waste occupies nearly 5% of all landfill space. This makes sense considering that according to the Council for Textile Recycling, the average U.S. citizen throws away 70 pounds of clothing annually. This means that 85% of our textiles is becoming waste and is being sent to landfills where it will take up to 40 years to fully decompose. Now that we know what textile waste is, let's see some solutions to the problem. Surprisingly, many big clothing companies are doing their part in the fight against clothing waste. Retailer H&M is leading the way. Mark Gunther, a writer for the Yale School of Forestry and Environmental Studies, stated in a 2016 article that the Swedish firm launched a €1 million contest in order to seek out new ideas for turning old clothing into new. They also invested in startups, such as Worn Again, that have been developing textile recycling technology. H&M, along with other stores, such as the North Face and Levi's, collect old garments in their stores. This is a major step towards the end goal, transitioning to a circular economy. A circular economy is an industrial system in which everything at the end of its life is made into something new, in contrast to today's economy, where most consumer goods are produced, used, and then thrown away. If these large companies don't attempt to fully transition to a circular economy, the results would be catastrophic. The Ellen MacArthur Foundation, a charity working towards its goal, believes that if the fashion industry continues on their current path, by 2050, it would use more than 26% of the carbon budget. The carbon budget is how much carbon can be in our atmosphere before it raises the temperature of the Earth, continuing global warming. In addition to this, the clothing production industry is infamous for its water usage. An article for the National Resources Defense Council, published in January 2016, notes, not only are vast volumes required for scoring, dyeing, and rinsing, but all that water becomes loaded with dyes and nasty chemicals, which even at low levels can be hazardous to our health. These toxic chemicals are often dumped into local waterways, and in the future, this soil might become unfarmable, and people might get sick and even die because of contamination. So after hearing all of this, I hope you're wondering, how can you yourself do your part in the fight against clothing waste? Gretchen Frazee, a writer for PBS, lists a couple ways in her publication, How to Stop 13 Million Tons of Clothing from Getting Trashed Every Year. The first option is reselling. There are many online platforms that make reselling your clothes simple and easy. Some examples include Depop, Poshmark, and eBay. If you don't think that anyone would want to buy your clothes, you could always swap items with your friends or hand them down to your relatives. Think your clothes are too far gone? Well, there's options there too. You can use your old socks as dust rags and wear holy shirts to bed. And if all else fails, donate. You'll get rid of your old clothes and someone else might get a new use out of them. Plus, some donation centers like Goodwill even offer tax breaks. With so many options to choose from, I'm sure that everyone can find at least one way to reduce their clothing waste. Today, I hope I inspired you to make a difference in how you treat your clothing. We discussed what textile waste is, a few ways to reduce it, the effects of doing so, and some steps that you can take to reduce your own waste. In conclusion, the future of fashion looks bleak unless we can work together with major corporations and decide to make a change. And if you need yet another reason to reduce your clothing waste, just know if you did so, Emma Watson would be proud.